by the tongue. And then it forms the food with saliva into a mass called a bolus, then shoves it back to the pharynx to initiate swallowing. Right here is called a circumvallate papilla. It's one of the three major ones. These are the largest of the papillae, the least numerous, and in their epithelium, you can see some structures. They're very important. Let's see along here. Please close these up. They look like goblet cells, but they're not goblet cells, so don't call them that, okay? Taste buds, run it down. They just have sometimes you say goblet cells, but not here. These are taste buds. Have little pores. When you mix the food with saliva, it becomes liquid. Some of that is picked up, goes a little pore, and these are your taste receptors. They give you the four basic taste sensations: sweet, sour, bitter, and salt. That's just it. The subtleties of taste discrimination, which we are capable as humans, have more to do with your sense of smell or olfaction. That's why if you can't taste, you don't taste food very well if you're clogged up in the nasal cavity. If you're covering your olfactory receptors, that's why food is rather bland when you're congested. Also, too, food tends to taste better when it's warmed up. If you kick up more molecules in the air, you can smell it better, and you can taste it better. Circumvallate papillae, though, have taste buds embedded in their epithelium. The largest, the fewest in number, and taste buds in their epithelium. These are the circumvallate papillae. Okay? If you look on your lab objective sheet, okay, under the tongue, this would be, okay, on page 10, I believe, yes. Okay, where it says tongue, everybody see that? Circumvallate papillae and taste buds. You'll be able to recognize this. Now, the tongue itself, like most of the oral cavity, is covered with a particular type of epithelium. What is it? What kind of epithelium? What are you talking about here? You can see it's obviously stratified, multiple cell layers. The nuclei are flattened, therefore it is non-keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium. This line is the oral cavity. It covers most of the surface of the tongue. We also find it in the throat, in the oropharynx, which is the part of the throat is posterior to the oral cavity. A pharynx is just inferior to the oropharynx, and the esophagus. Remember, this is all handling food. Rub it against the wall in a good, thick, protective layer. At the distal end of the digestive tract, remember, you go back to this type of epithelium in the anal canal, which is the distal part of the large intestine. In between, you got another type of epithelium that starts with the stomach, continues to widen into the small intestine, most of the large intestine. What's the other type of epithelium? Simple, columnar epithelium. It's not pseudostratified, it's not ciliated, it's simple columnar, single layer column-shaped cells. Because there, we're talking about absorption of food. Okay, but not in the tongue usually. Okay, not in the throat, not in the esophagus. Although some drugs can be absorbed across the epithelium, as you know. Sometimes like nicotinamide or something like that, or nitroglycerin, something like heart problems, they put a pill in their tongue for quick action, nitroglycerin. Okay, what's nitroglycerin? I know it's an explosive. It takes a small dose of time to blow your mouth. Why do people take nitroglycerin?
For the heart.
Why? What does it do?
Vasodilate.
Vasodilate. Okay. That's why these old guys are saying, check with your doctor first before you take the Viagra, UCI, Lisa, you're on, nitrates for chest pain, for heart conditions. This can cause a precipitous drop in blood pressure. You don't get it off your head, you fall down. These are non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, we go up to the edge here. We see another type of filament. And these you can see are like little spines. They do not have taste buds associated with them. They're the smallest and most numerous in the belly, and they're called filiform. Their function is to give the tongue a rough surface, or a rougher surface. You can say they increase the grip of the tongue. They do not go into food. The tongue does that. But the tongue is better able to manipulate the food with this rough surface, provided by these filiform papillae. These actually are keratinized. There's a little place where you have keratinized stratified squamous epithelium on the filiform papillae. And you often see a lot of animals, they groom themselves, particularly members of the calf family. What do? You see a calf taking a bath? That's how you like to in the water, you don't bathe the calves. What do? You let them to their own device and they're licking. Okay? They're licking themselves. What they're doing is they're combing through their fur, and if you ever feel the calf's tongue, you better stick your finger out, okay? That's empty. It's very rough. What they do is they comb through their fur and pick out the dirt and the debris. Now most people don't do that. Okay, we do ourselves other ways. Okay? But some animals use it for grooming. Like I said, this would give the tongue a rough surface. If you have to over this, you could say increase the grip of the tongue. Not to move the food, but it makes the tongue work better as far as moving the food is concerned. Okay? So these are filiform. Second, the major classes. These are keratinized stratified squamous, most numerous, smallest, and no taste buds. Okay? Okay, also associated with the tongue, here in the connective tissue, we've got some glands. And these are salivary. Let's see. Now, they're not satisfied. A lot of small ones, and then the two I talked about the submandibular and the sublingual. So here we can see some glands, and salivary glands also secrete saliva, but the consistency of saliva varies depending on the ratio of cells that we see in these salivary glands. So if you look under the salivary glands, okay, it talks about the three types: parotid, submandibular, sublingual. These are the major ones, okay? Then the saliva, and then under that it says mucin, salivary amylase, and then under that, mucus cells and serous cells. These are the two major cell types you have in salivary glands. And in the gland, you have a ratio. They have more than one, and they have more than one type of cell as well. These contain what are called serous cells. Serous cells secrete a significant watery secretion high in enzyme. And the enzyme we're talking about is called salivary amylase. Okay, this is the digestive enzyme that actually starts digestion of carbohydrates. So you actually start digestion of food in your mouth. You start breaking down complex carbohydrates like starch into the fat product. If it's starch, you're breaking it down into what? Okay. And that's why sometimes eating in high school, you have a biology course, you put crackers in your mouth, little crackers, and you chew on them for a while. Okay? And that's how it starts to taste sweet. What you're doing is a lot of it is breaking down the starch, which is not sweet, into sugar molecules to keep sweet. And if you first chew it up and then spit it out and test it, starch is gone, and it doesn't show any starch until it's not. What you're trying to point out here is that you're actually starting to break down your carbohydrates, your complex carbohydrates, into sugar carbohydrates. Okay, so salivary amylase. And serous cells, under the same dark here, are basically by a thin watery secretion, high in enzyme. Again, the enzyme is salivary amylase. Break down starch into molecules. It begins to have this digestion. The rest, where does carbohydrate digestion begin? In the mouth. Where does protein digestion begin?
Stomach.
In the stomach, because of the pepsin that's secreted there. Both, however, completed in the small intestine. Okay, so these are serous cells. We've also got something else to tongue. What's this red stuff here?
Muscle.
It's muscle. What kind of muscle? Smooth? Are you able to move your tongue? Not too much?
Skeletal muscle.
It's skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle. Okay? Skeletal muscle, you know, looks like me here, okay? It's multi-nucleate, it is striated, okay? running in different directions, you just call it skeletal muscle. So the tongue is full of skeletal muscle. And again, these are the serous cells here that secrete that thin water secretion high in enzyme. And enzyme, again, is salivary amylase. So you'll see it again from the pancreas. Okay? That could be called pancreatic amylase. All right. Let's look at another slide. The tongue. Again, we're looking at just a small section of the tongue. We're going to be looking at the epithelium again. Let's see here. Again, we're looking at the non-keratized ratified squamous. All this. And now we're looking at the third type of papilla. We talked about the circumvallate, the largest and least numerous with taste buds. We talked about the filiform, which is smallest, most numerous with no taste buds. And this one is intermediate in size. It's smaller than the circumvallate, but larger than filiform. It's also intermediate in abundance. It's not as abundant as the filiform, but more abundant than the circumvallate. We're talking about rectangular. But notice again, what do you got in the walls?
Taste buds.
Taste buds, okay? Not goblet cells. Taste buds. So the circumvallate papillae and the fungiform papillae, both are associated with taste buds. They have taste buds in their epithelium. Filiform does not. Okay? We've also got another more salivary glands here. Now we can see both. These are the serous cells that we saw in the last slide. And these, at first I say, hey, that's adipose. No, it's not adipose. They're kind of cottony looking. These are mucus cells. Now, adipose are these big empty cells. Because in life they're full of fat droplets. When you stain them, you first treat them, basically dehydrate them, and that leaches out the adipose. You got these big empty cells. Okay? These are not empty cells. These are mucus cells. So this is the other cell type we see in salivary glands. Serous cells, mucus cells. Mucus cells secrete thick, viscous secretions high in mucin. In other words, it's like mucus, no enzyme. Okay? And these glands here are lingual glands. And like the sublingual, which are just beneath, they have a combination of both serous and mucus cells. I'd like you to distinguish mucus cells from serous cells. As far as the combination, they have more mucus cells than serous cells in the lingual and sublingual salivary glands. The secretions of the lingual and sublingual tend to be thicker, more viscous, lower enzyme as a result. Okay? Again, we see more muscle, skeletal muscle, not smooth muscle. Seems running the other direction. Here again, more mucus cells. You see they're kind of thin, and very light skin. Again, this is muscle. This muscle, you see multi-nucleate. Here are the mucus cells. You can see they are. They do have cells here. They're not just big empty cavities like you expect with adipose. Okay? There's more muscle.